Hi Sagittarius and welcome to Taurus season. I hope you guys are all well. Taurus season. Grounded, slow, want to move forward, can't really move forward. Well, you can move forward and you will be moving forward. Wheel of Fortune. You've got to come to terms with this season, okay? Sagittarius, Temperance card. Taurus, Hierophant card. If we are to find the similarities, they're very difficult to find a lot of differences. It's a Venus-led season. Fortunes that may have felt once quite depleted, I want to say, you might find come round again full circle. No question about it. Moving forward quite smoothly, I want to say. Sagittarius, it is definitely a good time to get spiritually inclined. Ramadan is coming, and it's an analogy I wanted to use. I remember fasting, and it is when you're so hungry and so thirsty, and, you know, Muslims generally tend to pray a lot more during Ramadan, and you're forced to sort of sit very still, and in that sitting very still, when you know that you can't go and get a glass of water, or you can't do whatever you may necessarily want to do, those hunger pains, that feeling of thirst, it's so humbling, right? It really brings us back to ourselves. What am I trying to say? In this slow-moving season, accept the fact that there really isn't a lot that you can do to speed up being where you need to be. So maybe understand that slowing down sometimes is perhaps, it doesn't need to be boring, and you don't need to take it as being a boring period of your life, but see it more as being quite necessary. This is a time for you to sort of grow, I want to say. Things may have felt a bit slow. Ten of Swords. Idle mind is a devil's playground. Where is it, Sagittarius, that you are perhaps done dealing with a certain phase? And with the Ten of Swords, I think it's quite safe to say that Taurus season is perhaps going to push you into a new cycle. This is a new phase. Now, in this King of Cups, Two of Pentacles, if you are to see that the mastery that you can have over your own emotions, the way that you feel, the way that you have been spending your time, okay, needs a bit of revision. Could it be perhaps that people are no longer having faith in you because you may not be keeping your word? Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles. If you are to allow a bit of peace within your life right now, you might find that that kind of emotional clarity and emotional mastery will definitely win you some sort of praise within this time that feels quite monotonous and perhaps cyclical. Understand that this is all, and with Jupiter going in retrograde at the moment, and it's in your sign, this is all a call for greatness. This is asking you, I think, to get things in order, Sagittarius. And it might mean a major rehaul within your character, King of Cups, that you might have to just spend the downtime getting on with and not using it as flustered, frustrated energy. Queen of Swords. I have here the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, anyone with those in their chart possibly. Also, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. It seems as if, with the king sort of looking away from the queen and the queen very fiercely looking towards this king, gender role exclusive, is there something that you are trying to avoid in regards to a responsibility? And where is it that you can perhaps soften yourself to be a little bit more, I think, understanding towards this queen and her upsets? What is it that you can perhaps do even to hear out her grievances? Either way, you guys are coming together in your element. I want to say this King of Cups character is perhaps the emotional sensitivity that Taurus season could very well be asking of you. Ten of Swords, perhaps let bygones be bygones. I think that is the end of a certain cycle, and you've got to be able to put it behind you now because it may have been quite traumatic. There are ways, and I think in this new moon, which is taking place on the 4th, it will be a really good idea for you, Sagittarius, to perhaps do a releasing ritual. And it is very simple as, I release this sword, or I release this person, or I release this thing. I think untangle some messes, Sagittarius. Things will feel a little bit monotonous. They will feel a little bit boring, but it is stuff that you have to do in order to get that Wheel of Fortune motion churning forward. What do I got? Okay, so card of Virgo, introspection, taking a little bit of time out to reflect, maybe. 9 of Swords, thinking about what it is that has you so paranoid and why it is that it is turning into a little bit bigger of a concern than it really needs to be. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. This is definitely the end of a cycle. This is definitely the end of a phase. This is definitely the end, perhaps, of a friendship. Very possibly the end. I just want to say it's with the 2 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. This is the end of a cycle, and this is the arrival of a new period of Sagittarius. Jupiter is in your sign, and with a bit of introspection, you are really given a new opportunity. Page of Swords, there is some sort of message on its way to you. And it'll come through quite quickly, Sagittarius. And I think it might be asking you in Taurus season to have a little bit of introspection and see where it is that you can seek freedom from within certain thoughts, patterns of behaving. Saturn is in retrograde in Capricorn as well as Pluto. Saturn retrograde in Capricorn will ask us to get as organized as we can in terms of our responsibility, our work, the things that we are responsible for, moving forward career-wise, progression-wise. Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn may actually feel as if this, which to me just seems like cocoon period, like this person is completely cocooned within these swords, and is a necessary phase. And we all appreciate the story of the Phoenix, and, you know, it's rising from the ashes. And with Jupiter being at home in your sign at the moment, there's a lot that we need to, like, account for, and a lot that we need to clear out. So a lot of swords, the more active work that you do in healing yourself at this phase, this spiritual, you know, this Hierophant kind of time, new starts, spring, new creation. This is the arrival of a new cycle. It is going to feel quite monotonous. It is going to feel quite slow to start. It is going to feel quite slow moving. But I think with the right kind of introspection, with the right kind of detaching yourself from what you already know is perhaps not necessary for you right now, is going to lead you to some sort of new opportunity, a new step forward, a new move within your career, a new direction that you might be deciding to take into life. It is a time of newness also. So the sooner you are to let go of old frames of thinking, if you are to accept yourself within this cocoon phase, this transmutation time, plan. I want to say use May to plan. Use Taurus season to plan where you can, what you can, where you want to go, what you want to do. And really sit, I think, within the understanding of the directions that you're moving to and where you have come from. King of Cups. This is a lot of emotional intelligence. And I think you are really going to be required to apply this. And I think with Mercury going into Taurus, which is that slow, reliable, steady pace, you really get a chance to develop certain parts of your emotional side that you weren't necessarily able to do. You and this air sign, I want to say that there is emotional intelligence on your part that you need to apply to this situation. Message of new business, new opportunities, new developments is going to be, I just feel like you're going to get, your ships are coming in, Sagittarius. I really feel like you are going to get an opportunity to relook at situations, revise situations with a message that comes in May that really give you a chance to see where you have been and how you are ready to perhaps move forward now, and what you can do in order to sort of get to terms with the luck that this transit is all about and how lucky it will be for you if you are to just really manage your emotions a little bit better. I think where it is that people are not believing in you anymore, what it is that you can do to stay true to your integrity and true to your word and really do that whole Sagittarius show pony thing. Like, Sagittarius is almost as slow to start when they are not in the right frame of mind. When they are not in the right place, you guys, with your precision and your speed and your, bow and arrow and your horse legs, as fast as you can be is as slow as you become if you do this whole thing where you excuse me, where you stop hiding from people, Sagittarius. I feel like there are things that you have to say. And I think if you can get your head around what you have to say and how it helps you then to heal yourself in order to be able to look to your future and make a resolve and forgive yourself if necessary if you have been holding yourself back because of lack of self-confidence. I think May really gives you an opportunity to get over yourself and the things that you might be doing to hold yourself back. 3 of Wands. I think there is a lot of creation that's going to take place in May. You are going to make a lot of stuff happen. I just feel like there needs to be some sort of forgiving of self. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. It's the end of a cycle, a painful, traumatic cycle. Memories that you may have been holding on to, things that you might be telling yourself now, 9 of Swords, that will stop you from progressing with either this Queen of Swords, either with, your hopes, dreams, and wishes, or actually being able to see this career path, or whatever the hell this is that is so important, that needs your attention, that needs you to work on it. What it is that you can do to make peace with the fact that could may well come true. That could may well be as possible as everything else here. If this is in regards to a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, I feel like they give you the push, the encouragement that you need at this time. And I think it's quite important to remain as light as you can. And I don't just mean in terms of the lightness. I think drop the baggage, really, Sagittarius. There's a lot of baggage that needs to be dropped. And a lot of discipline that needs to be had in this analogy that I gave in the beginning of the video. There are times where we really can't do shit about shit. And the only thing that really gets us through is how much faith we have in the universe. And I want to say this is perhaps a time to call that faith. And this is perhaps a time, I want to say, for a little bit of spiritual transformation. Hermit card. If this is in regards to a Virgo as well, it seems like there is a new start within a situation. That means you positively move forward. I pulled some cards from The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. I think just little messages for this season as well. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. Very nice. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Wow. Okay, so to go on about that story, right? So it's in Ramadan that we are really supposed to master our spirituality. So it's a lot of quiet time in prayer. And when you are starving for like 13 hours, going on 14 hours, and you really just want a glass of water because of your throat, you know, and is dry, or your tummy is rumbling because you're hungry or whatever, it is in that time that you are really forced to look at what is so true about the world and the universe. Like, if you can't do shit about shit. If it's not supposed to happen right now, it's not going to happen right now. But there are things that you can do to make sure that you are aligned into receiving whatever it is that you want to achieve. Relationship, love, happy home, trust, recovery, whatever it is. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Console yourself to know that you are always complete within yourself. And the more love that you can pour into yourself, and the more that you can tell yourself that as long as you are okay, the stronger it is that you have a chance of actually making it to where you need to be. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment I can truly get to work. A real need to embrace peace. So stop being so finicky and stop being so fidgety and sit still in prayer. Okay, this is Taurus season. Let's think the Hierophant card. And just give it to, like, surrender. And I think it is in the action of surrender that you pull yourself out of stagnation and the wheel starts turning again, and you see the job opportunities, you see the perspectives, news and messages of success comes so quickly. But there is an element of, you know, discipline and self-mastery. If anything, if these are not characters within your situation and your life, this is self-mastery. This is a discerning Queen of Swords who is very capable of keeping appointments, keeping her word, you know, being responsible for doing things that she says she's going to do and not coming across as a flake. Like, the Queen of Swords is not flaky. And the King of Cups, he's got such a big heart. He can take it, you know. He's normally the one, he's the Santa Claus of the deck. So, Santa Claus, December, Sagittarius. You should be able to relate to Santa Claus, right? May. A new beginning if you let it be. A bit of introspection it's a great journey. Try it. Use this month to do that. Use Capricorn in retrograde, which is generally quite serious energy, both in Saturn and Pluto in reverse. Use it to your advantage. This is a massive month for you, Sagittarius. I hope it is everything you need it to be. I'll catch you guys again soon.